Hello everyone. Very good morning to one and all, and a warm welcome to the next session on JavaScript. So far we have completed up to 8 or 9 sessions in JavaScript. Especially in the last session, we have discussed regarding default objects in JavaScript. Not default objects. Uh, we have discussed the messages under window object, right? Uh, we have studied that there are three different window objects: confirm, alert, and prompt. Among these three, in the previous session, we have completed confirm and alert messages under window object. Now in today's class, we will look at prompt message. After the completion of prompt message, we can see the operators in JavaScript. Right, let us move to the slide of window object. Before going to see the prompt object, prompt message under window object, let us revive the things what we have discussed so far in the previous session, right? So you can find here window object. Under window object, it support three types of message boxes: alert box and confirm box, prompt box. Alert box, confirm box, and prompt box are the three types of messages that are supported by the window object. Let us have a look at the alert box, what we have seen in the previous session. So this alert box is used to display a warning or an error message. So if we want to display a warning or an error message, we can use this alert box, and it has only one OK button. Coming to the confirm box, it is used to take confirmation from the user. If we do some work, then if we want the browser to ask some confirmation message, we use this confirm box. This confirm box consists of two buttons, OK and cancel. If you press OK, the pending work will be completed. If you press cancel, the pending work will be aborted. And now we have to start from here. The thing is that the third type of message that was supported by window object, the name of the message is prompt message. So why we use this prompt message in the JavaScript is that it is used to accept data from the user through keyboard. So when we create a prompt box, for that prompt box, we can provide some data, and the data will be carried to the program. So this displays a simple window that contains a prompt and a text field in which user can enter data. So this particular box contains, right? This particular box contains something called as some text here. Along with this text, there will be one prompt where the user can enter some data into that prompt. So this particular thing, the data what we have entered here will be carried out to the scripting file. So if we want to take some inputs through other window, we can use this prompt box. And let us have a look at the syntax of this prompt box. Before going to see the syntax of the prompt box, let us discuss about this particular prompt method, right? So this method is having especially two parameters: a text string to be used as a prompt and a string to use as the default value. So we have a text string, right? As it is said earlier, the prompt box will look like a rectangular box which will have some text. So this text should be passed as a first parameter for this prompt method. So this text should be first parameter for this prompt method, and the second will be a string to use the default values. So in order to use the default values, we pass the second parameter, right? Let us see the next one. So here is the syntax. of prompt. So we have to use a variable name on the LHS side equal to, on the RHS side, we have to use window.prompt. It is very familiar. When we want to create an alert box, we use window.alert and we pass some string inside the window.alert as a parameter. And when we want to use a confirm method, we use window.confirm. Similarly, when we want to use this prompt method, we have to call prompt method as window.prompt. For alert box and confirm box, they take only one string parameter. But this particular prompt box is going to take two parameters. The first one is the string which we need to be displayed on the window, and the second one is the default value. In case if the user don't provide any value, that the default value will be assigned to that variable. So these are the two parameters, right, which are to be passed to the window.prompt: string parameter and default value parameter. So the string is the name which is to be displayed over the prompt window, and default value will be the value which will be passed to this variable, which will be assigned to this variable when the user do not pass any value for this prompt box. Now let us move to the next slide. So here, let us, before going to the next slide, let us do one example on prompt box, how this prompt box can be created in JavaScript, and how that prompt box will behave in the program, right? So let us move to the programming window, and there we can see how this prompt box is created. And I think this is the program where we have stopped in the previous session. Let us take a new HTML document. In a new HTML document, let us start working with JavaScript along with HTML. So let us start the things with HTML tag, followed by head tag, and the title of this page is, I want the title prompt box for this particular web page. I'm closing the title tag here. Now I'm going to close this head tag also. After closing the head tag, I'm opening a body tag, and inside the body tag I'm going to write the script tag directly. So inside the script tag, let us follow the instructions what we have seen in the PPT. So in the instructions, we have seen the syntax of a prompt box is that variable name, some variable equal to window.prompt of string comma default value, right? Let us remember, please remember this particular syntax. Now we want one variable which needs to be which is used to be store some value from the prompt box, right? Let us define one variable here. We all know that in C or C++ and in Java, if we want to define a variable, we need to use the data type. For example, if we want to store integers, we need to store int variable name. If we want to store some floating point numbers, we use float space some variable name. But in JavaScript, it is quite different. Quite different. We don't uh, need any data type in order to define variables. We simply use a keyword called as var keyword, which means variable, and followed by name of the variable. For example, if a is the name of the variable, then we have to give var space a. So now a variable with the name a will be defined, And inside A, we can store any type of values. We can have an integer, we can have a floating point number, we can have a character, or we can have a string also inside this variable. So that is the benefit in JavaScript. Right now, after using this variable, I want to use the syntax of window.prompt. Right, variable name here, the variable name is A. Right, I want to create a window. The window type is prompt. So I have written window.prompt, especially when we want to create a window.prompt, we need to pass two strings as parameter. When I say string, it should be included in this quotates. Right, so we need to pass two strings as a parameter. So the first string is the string which we need to display over the prompt window. For example, I want to display enter age on the prompt window, and inside this one I need to keep some default value. For example, I am keeping 20. So in case if the user don't provide any value for the prompt window, the 20 will be assigned to variable A. In case if the user provides any other value, then the particular value will be assigned to the variable A. Right, so the first one is the name of the string which we need to display over the prompt window, and the second one is the default value which will be assigned to the variable in case of no value is assigned. After completion of this particular statement, let us close this script tag. Sir, I'm sorry for the delay. Now let us close the script tag here, and then close the body tag, and now HTML tag. Right, now let us save this code. Let us save this code with p.html, where we are working with prompt window. I have saved this program with p.html. Now go to the documents and open this p.html. Here it is. We have p.html here. So right, if you observe here, if you observe the output, one second, has went away. Open the p.html file. Yes, see the output of this code. One second. Just make a double click on this p.html. Now I think it is not displaying anything. Let us change something in the program. Let us use right, instead of writing similar to this one, I think we have used a double semicolon. Just a second. Save the code. Still we don't get any output for this one. Now let us make some changes in the this script code, so that it will display the prompt box. Right, so let us follow the method which was used to create one function, and let us call the function by using a button. Right, so for this one I am going to define one h1 heading. Right, h1 heading. That h1 heading will display good morning. I am closing this h1 heading. After the closing of h1 heading, I am going to create a button, and the type of the button is, right, type of the button is button. Right, and on click. So if somebody makes a click on this one, right, it will call a function called as fun, right? It will call a function called as fun, right? And the name of the button is generate prompt box. Generate prompt is the name of the method, and I am closing this button tag. Closing this button tag. After the closing of button tag, I want to define a paragraph, right? Where the idea of this paragraph is some demo, right? Let us close this paragraph, and it is an empty paragraph. I'm not going to display anything in this one, right? I will explain why I'm not going to display anything here, right? So now if somebody button will be created, good morning text will be printed over the output screen. After that, a button will be created, and if somebody makes a click on this button, fun function will be called. So let us define that fun function inside the script tag, right? So for defining fun function, for defining any function, we need to use the keyword called as function in JavaScript. So by using the function keyword, we can define any function in JavaScript, right? So now let us define a variable, right? Let us define a variable. The variable name is something called as a, variable a, which is equal to, let us create a prompt box. So in order to create a prompt box, we have to use variable name equal to window.prompt. And inside the window.prompt, let us ask somebody to enter uh, their name. So let us display the text, enter your name. After that, display some default value CSC. So in case by default, I'm sorry, I have said some mistake previously. I have said some mistake. Mistake is that here we pass two parameters, string and default value. Earlier I said if any no value is given, this default value will be assigned to variable. That is not the right thing. Actual thing is that some string will be displayed and some default value will be displayed in the prompt space. There we have some text field. In the text field, this default value will be displayed, right? If you don't pass any value, it will never take this default value. The default value is only used to display something in the text field. I'm sorry for that, right? So there are two parameters from the window.prompt method. The first parameter is the string, which is to be displayed on the prompt window, and the second parameter is the default value. It is also used to display some value in that box, right? Nothing to do with these two things. The only thing is that they will display something. The first will display the type of data you want, and the second will display the some example of data that you can view. For example, if we enter age comma 20, that means 20 will be displayed by default in the prompt box, right? Now now here enter your age will be the text on the prompt box, and CSC will be the default text on in that prompt box. So we can change that CSC with any of the text, right? So now we have created the prompt box, end it with a semicolon. Now write one if condition, right? If condition, the if condition is that if a not equal to, right? If a not equal to null, that means if somebody has entered some name, that name will be assigned to this variable a, and we are checking whether the variable a is empty or not. In case if it is not empty, what we are going to do is we are going to select the document, and we are going to get one element by its id, get element by id, and the name of the id is that demo is the name of the id, right? After that, dot inner HTML. We are going to change something in place of this ID with the name demo. Here, ID with the name demo is an empty paragraph. In place of empty paragraph, something is going to be printed. inner HTML equal to, right? Inner HTML equal to, I want to print a message called as hi, right? Hi, I want to add this message to A in the sense, A in the sense, uh, the thing which was passed in the prompt box will be assigned to variable A, and I'm going to use A. That means if somebody enters some name like CSC, it will say hi CSC, right? Hi CSC. Uh, and here I want to display uh, welcome. So hi CSC, welcome will be displayed in place of that empty paragraph. If somebody enters a name called as ECE, then it will display hi ECE welcome, right? So this is how we can create prompt box. Now what happens is a button will be created with the name generate prompt, and if somebody makes a click on this generate prompt, it will generate a prompt window. That prompt window contains enter your name as a text and CSC as a default value. So you have to enter some value in place of this CSC. So if you enter any value and if you enter any value and if you press OK, then it will display hi, your entered string, welcome, right? Now save the code and make a double click on this p.html. Make a double click on this one to observe the output of the code. Right, if you make a double click here, it has displayed good morning and generate prompt. Let us compare these two things by keeping them side by side. Let us reduce the font size here. I'm going to reduce the font size because I want to show the entire program at once over the screen. Right, I have reduced the font size here. Till now the entire program is not visible, right? Don't worry, I am skipping all this head section, title section, and I'm going to show you from body section till the end of the body section, right? So this is the thing what we are going to uh, see now, right? If you observe, if you compare the LHS and RHS, left hand side of the screen and right hand side of the screen, the first, if you observe here, there we have used something called as H1 good morning, right? That has been printed here. So the output of this particular line is this one, good morning, right? And next one, we have created a button and the name of the button is generate prompt. So the output of this particular statement is this particular one. Along with that, we have mentioned something called as on click equal to fun. That means when somebody makes a click on this particular generate prompt button, it will call a method with the name fun, and it is the method with the name fun. And if somebody calls this method, what it will do is it is going to generate a prompt window, right? It is going to generate a prompt window. Window.prompt will generate a prompt window, where on the prompt window we will have a text called as enter your name, and in the text field we will have CSC, right? So if we enter something if we enter something inside the text field, then this statement will going to be executed. What this statement will do is, if we enter some value, it will add hi and welcome to the left side and right side of that value in the sense, if you enter some name, it will add hi and your name will be displayed here, and welcome will be added at the end of that name, right? So the expected output when somebody makes a click on this generate prompt is, the expected output is there will be a prompt box, and on the prompt box, this enter your name text will be displayed here. That is, enter your name will be displayed here, and then an empty some space will be displayed, and inside that space we will have something called as CSC, because we have taken the default value as CSC, right? Now we can enter anything in place of the CSC. We can enter anything. So if you enter, for example, if you enter Windows. For example, if I have entered my name as Windows, so the output will be hi, right? The output will be hi and hi, Windows. After the given name has been printed, it will print hi, Windows, welcome. Hi, Windows, welcome will be, the output will be similar to this one if you enter Windows. Right. So now the thing is that we have created one button, and if somebody makes a click on that button, a function will be called, and inside that function it will take the value, input value from the prompt window, right? It will take the input value from the prompt window, and that input value is going to be added by hi and welcome. Yes. Now look at now let us have a look at what will happen if we make a click on this prompt generate prompt button. Right. Let us make a double and let us make a click on this prompt generate prompt button. If I have I made a click on this prompt button, you can observe I'm making refresh here, and again I'm going to enter generate prompt. Sorry, generate prompt. How if I made a click on this one, something has been displayed here. It is a window which is having something called as enter your name, right? So it is the thing what we have given here. We have given enter your name. That's why it has displayed enter your name, and then we have used CSC. That's why there is some default value CSC, right? Uh, this default value will be considered as a value for that variable. I'm sorry, I have uh, due to little bit confusion or due to some other work, I have made small changes to the explanation. I'm sorry, I'm very sorry for that. So here, if we provide any other value, if we provide any other value, that other value will be assigned to this variable A. And if we don't provide any other value, the CSC will be assigned to variable A. Right? So here, if I give something called as Dinesh, right? If I entered my name, and if I make a click on this OK button, you can observe it has printed hi Dinesh, welcome. Let us make a refresh here. For example, if I made a click on this generate prompt button, and now the default value is CSC, and if I don't enter any other value, I'm going to press this on this OK button, then it will display hi CSC, welcome. You can observe here. Now it has displayed hi CSC, welcome, because I don't enter any value here. I just kept with the default value. So if we have a default value, it will be considered as a value for the variable A. Now, uh, there is something called as if you made a click on this cancel button, let us make refresh here. Let us make a refresh, right? So now, if you make a click on this generate prompt, a prompt window will be created. In case of this prompt window, if we make a click on this one, CSC will be taken as a default value, or if you enter any other name, that name will be taken as a value for the variable A. In case if you make a click on this cancel button, nothing will be printed on the web page. Let us check. Let us make a click on this one. Nothing has been printed on the page. Right now, I think it is very clear to everyone. Right. Once again, I am going to explain this entire code. Right. Please be concentrated. And I have made a couple of changes in the explanation. I am very sorry for that. Now it is very clear. I will explain the things very clear. Please listen it this particular prompt window program, right? So we are dealing with HTML, and inside HTML, we are going to use a head section. And for the head section, under head section, we have a title. So prompt box is the wanted title for our web page. I have closed the title section. I have closed the head section. I have opened the body section. Inside the body section, I have used H1. Using this H1 heading, I have printed good morning. So initially, good morning will be displayed, right? Initially, good morning will be displayed on the screen. Let us assume, right? Let us assume this is the, 1 second, right? Let us assume this is the output window, right? This is the output window, and it is the title bar, and it is the title bar which contains some minimize button, maximize button, closing button. Here, what we will get is we will get this prompt box, right? This prompt box here at the title bar, that will be the output of this particular line. And then here we have used something called as good morning. So now this good morning, right? This good morning with the three dots will be, uh, 1 second. Good morning with the three dots will be displayed here. So it will display like good morning followed by three dots. After that, right? After that, we have created a button, and the name of the button is generate prompt. Now a button will be created here, right? A button will be created here, and the name of the button is generate prompt. Right? I'm writing the shortcuts because I'm unable to write with the mouse. I'm writing the shortcuts. Generate prompt is the name of the button, and I have created a paragraph here. That paragraph is an empty paragraph, so nothing will be displayed here. It is an empty paragraph, right? Now I have started writing the JavaScript by using the script tag, right? I have, while creating the button, I have made something called as on click equal to function, which means when somebody makes a click on this particular button, generate prompt, it will call a function called as fun. So it is the function when somebody makes a click on this one, it will, if somebody makes a click on this particular button, it will call a function with the name fun. And what this function will do is that this function will create, right? This function will create a prompt window which consists of two things. One, text, and another thing is also text, but it is displayed in the text field. It is displayed as a label. So the output of this particular statement is that a prompt window will be created similar to this one. It is the output of this one, blue color, right? The prompt window will be created here. Here we will have enter your name, and we will have some text field. Inside the text field, we will have CSE. At the bottom, we will get OK button. Along with that, we will get cancel button. We will get OK button, and we will get cancel button. That is the output of this one. And what this particular next if statement will do is, it will check whether the value of A is null or not. Null in the sense, by default, CSE will be allocated to A. That's why the value of A will not be null. In case if you delete the CSE inside the text field, then the value of A will be null. So if it is not null, what it will do is, it will get an element whose ID is demo. It will get the demo element, and in place of demo, it will display hi. For example, if A is CSE, hi CSE, welcome. Right here, the element with the name demo is a paragraph, an empty paragraph. That means in this particular space, right? This entire thing will be displayed in this particular place, right? Hi, the value which is given will be assigned to a, that is hi CSC, welcome. And if you make a click on cancel, nothing will be displayed, right? We have already seen that, right? So let us check once again. Now what I want to do is here it is the output what we got for this one. If we make a click on this one, it will generate a prompt box. We have some default value called as CSC. If I delete that CSC and if I press OK, what it has printed, in the sense it has printed nothing. It has printed hi. There is nothing in place of A because A is empty, and welcome, right? If you uh, add something called as Google, now it will print hi Google, welcome. So this is how the prompt box will work. If something called as Gmail here, right? And if I will press on cancel, it will not update the string. So if you press OK, then only some changes will going to be applied in the web page, right? Now I think it is very clear to everyone, right? Uh, with this, I am going to close today's session, right? Today's session is a bit confusing, right? Today's session is a bit confusing. Uh, if you listen it twice, I think it will be okay. If you still find any inconvenience in order to understand the prompt box in window object, you can just make a comment in the comment box, or you can just refer to me. I will explain it again how to create a prompt box and how prompt box will behave inside a web page, right? Hope you all enjoy the session. I really thank each and every listener of this session for being here. And in the future also, I hope you will enjoy the sessions. And thank you for being here once again. We will meet you in the next session with operators in JavaScript.